Good morning. It is day 2, about 6:11 a.m. and we are on the move on the Foothill Trail. Good morning. Have a great day. Yeah. It's going to pop out in a minute, isn't it? You don't find these straight stretches on the Foothill Trail, especially right here for daylight. We're cruising. This is one of them 2.5, 3 miles an hour. Just cruise straight through, straight stretch. But I think we got a road crossing right at daybreak this morning, probably about 1.5 miles, 2 miles in front of us. And what goes down, if you've done any kind of hiking at all, what goes down, you must come up. All right, this is where we came from. This is where we're going. 71.6, day 2. Gonna have a huge sunrise this morning. Just gorgeous. We just stopped and looked at the forecast. It's gonna be in the low 20s tonight, tomorrow night, right? But what, 50s during the day?
Sounds right.
Yeah, it's gonna be freaking fabulous. Ideal weather conditions to do a through hike. So if you considered doing the Appalachian Trail and you want to see if this long distance hiking is really what you want to do, there's a lot of media out there that says you need to try the Foothills Trail. And the Foothills Trail is a 76.2, 77, it's just shy of 80 miles through hike on the that starts depending on which way you want to hike it. Everybody has a preference. Most people start at Oconee State Park in a town called Mountain Rest, South Carolina, and you start there at the that terminus, and you hike across to a little town called Pickens, South Carolina, and it's Table Rock State Park. And this morning, and hang on just a second. I was saying I'm hiking with Susan Stretch is a girl that I hiked the Kentucky Trail, the Chateau Trace Trail with in 2019. She's up ahead of me. I was just checking on that turn there. And it's a 333 mile hike that starts in Moorhead, Kentucky, all the way through the Daniel Boone National Forest, through the Big South Fork, and ends at the southern terminus at a place called Burnt Mill Bridge in Oneida, Tennessee. And so she's out here with me. She's up in front of me this morning. This is only day 2. It's real early in the morning. Look here. Look at the sunrise right here. Man, oh man. It's just, the weather is phenomenal. It was a little chilly this morning, but it wasn't below freezing. It was like in the high 30s. It's going to get really cold tonight. I might have talked about it in one of my earlier videos yesterday when we started this trail, that this area got slammed day before yesterday, all day, the night before, by a cold front coming in that just dumped a ton of rain on everybody. And we saw several people that were stranded at the trailheads where you cross roads that were trying to shuttle off. All their gear was wet. And we saw one couple that our shuttle driver stopped and picked up in the truck that had been out here for 4 days. They were over halfway there, I think. And they said the rain was vertical, just blowing vertical all day yesterday. And so they were going to go try to dry out their gear at a hotel and get back with it again this morning. And they're coming the other way from Table Rock towards us. So we're hoping to see them in a couple days. Look here. Man, oh man, you see that sun breaking over the mountains? Wow, look here. Woo! Yeah. This is why we do this. You're sitting there on the couch drinking coffee this morning watching this, you're like, you got to see what we're seeing. It's just that great. Been hiking over an hour and a half before daylight to see this. There it is. I don't even know how many, couple thousand feet in elevation at least this morning, because we've been climbing all morning. So anyway, stay with us. I'll show you the views. This is where we came from, and this is where we're going. I've done caught up with Susan, see her right up ahead of me. So this is day 2, and we'll do a series of videos. Hopefully get a lot of film footage, do day 1, day 2, day 3 of the Foothills Trail until we end this thing. So have a great day. We'll get back with you. I found everybody talks about the foothills just being such a well-maintained trail, and this is something I've never seen on a trail. So I might be wrong. If somebody knows for sure what it is and I'm wrong about this, put it in the comments below. But that's a concrete top there with a handle, and it's got the initials, and I think that's a makeshift like a refrigerator or something to keep stuff cool there while you're at this big campsite up here. And I've never seen that before. I'm just assuming that's what it is. Might be totally wrong, but I've never seen that before, because right down the trail here is a huge campsite right there in that low spot. And I thought that was a really great point of interest there, because I've never seen that before. So, look, just stopping the video that, and how far my partners just went around that curve up there. It don't take long. You stop for just a couple of seconds, and as long as I hiked with a guy named Jim Simon on the Chatowi. This guy's in his early 60s, and he's just a monster hiker. Lives up in Edgewood, Kentucky, and he says, man, when you're long distance hiking like this, just keep moving. You don't have to move fast, but just keep moving if you want to get the miles in for the day. And I've always remembered that. You start and stop, start and stop. It's just amazing how long the day drags out. But if you just stay on the move, even if you're just barely poking along, it's just amazing how many miles you've got. I mean, it's not even 8 o'clock yet, and I think we're a little over 3 miles this morning, because we just stayed on the move, other than me stop the video that. So stay with us. I'll show you the views. What a great morning. Okay, story time. True story on the Foothills Trail. Of course, everybody that's ever hiked this trail knows that I think, is it further up the river they filmed the movie Deliverance?
Yes, I believe so.
And so, me and Susan, you know, how all through hikers have this plan of how many miles we're going to do. Actually, we stayed true to that. We were up before daylight, and we actually had about 3 miles before like 7:30. And so the sun had just rose up, and excuse us, we're sitting here having a snack this morning. We just climbed this big hill, and so we climbed this big hill. We're coming down this holler, and we had just had a conversation about the movie Deliverance being filmed here. And make sure I can see you on camera. And we were talking about, everybody's got opinion about this, so this is not what this story's about, but do you carry a handgun when you're traveling out in these remote areas, or, you know, and Susan and I both choose to carry a small handgun with us. And we come down around this saddle, and there's this pickup truck sitting like in the middle of literally nowhere. And it's like, it just breaks daylight. I mean, it's like seven-ish, maybe 7:20.
Yeah, around that, 7:20.
And I whisper to Susan that we're coming up on somebody, you know, because you don't want to just run right up on somebody because it'll start them. But this pickup, it's an old beat up Ford Ranger. It's parked literally right in the middle of the trail head where you come through this little road. And Susan and I walk up, there's two guys sitting there. And they're blocking the trailhead, and we go around and we say good morning. And the guy just starts asking us just all these questions, doesn't he, Susan? Just like, is that your wife? Did you all start from the other state park? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, wow, that's a heck of a walk. And of course, you know, we're backpacking, so we don't say much. And the guy says, we're sitting here trading knives. And we're like, what, Susan? And he's like, and they're like, we're having a drink. And I'm thinking, you know, we don't say nothing, but it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. You're in the middle of nowhere, and you're trading pocket knives. And he's like real persistent about wanting us to have a drink. And like, we don't say much, like, no, thank you. And I lean up towards the truck, and I get a little bit closer maybe than I probably should have. And the passenger guy, no, I said, no, I know what it was. He says, are you sure you don't want something to drink? And he says, my name's Earl. And he goes, this is my wife's cousin's Earl. His name's Earl too. And I look over in the truck, and the passenger, the dude sitting in the passenger seat, his pants are unbuttoned and unzipped. And I look at Susan, and the guy goes, is that your wife? And I said, no, we're just hiking partners. And I'm thinking, you're not trading knives. And the guy goes, man, I like them hiker pants you got on.
His pants.
No, not her, me. And am I telling the truth, Susan? He goes, I'd love to take a picture of you in your hiker pants. And I said, what? He goes, he says to me, if you let me take a picture of your ass in those hiking pants, I'll give you one of them caffeine coffee monster drinks. Does he? Am I telling the truth?
That's the truth.
And I just said, I don't even know your name. He said, well, I'm Earl, and this is my wife's cousin's Earl. And he got a tooth in his head, and the dude's sitting there next to him with his pants unbuttoned. I didn't know what else to say, but he said, I'll give you a monster drink, coffee, if you let me take a picture of your ass. I don't know what to think about it. Oh, that's a good monster drink, coffee.
A nice picture.
I just don't even, I can't say enough about this trail. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's beautiful like this every turn. Look how deep we are here. Way down in this valley. Looks like we're going to be walking this river here for a while. Yeah, it's too difficult to get around up there. And I just took my pack off. Hand me your pack, and you can come right under. That's what I did. Check this out. So this is all flooded out here from this rain last night. They've used this just recently to get up underneath out of this weather, didn't they? Yeah, that's what they did. That's pretty crude, but that's what they did. They laid under there, didn't they? Wow. But the water's been all the way up to here last night. Right here. So that's all fresh. What do you think about that one, Susan?
It's awesome.
Freaking incredible, isn't it?
Mine's off a good half mile.
Yeah. So mine's right on.
Yeah.
Right on, dead on it.
So weird to imagine that this turns into a path.
Yeah, I know. Check this out. And all along this river, white sand, little beach areas. It's just crazy. It's just beautiful. We've been along this river for, I don't know, a few hours now. Looks like that's all the way around through here. God, how much you want to have a fishing pole at some of these deep holes.
It's only 70 calories.
Yeah. Hard salami, sharp cheddar cheese, mustard, tortilla, and ramen noodles. That's what's for supper tonight.
Bye-bye. But I do have this one weird chicken. That I hope I like.